Hello, everybody. We are here today on a nice, beautiful Sunday. Going to be making some dog food, some homemade dog food. I've been talking to some of my friends, and a few of them asked me to go ahead and do a sample of how I prepare it. And so, me and my husband are going to do just that. And so, everybody come on in, and we'll wait about, I don't know, 5 minutes and let people come in, and then we'll get started on it. And in the meantime, we'll discuss. See if I get more light on here. What we're doing here is we've got instant brown rice, and you can use regular brown rice too. It doesn't have to be the instant. I have some coconut oil, which I will be putting in here with the turkey, which is this ground turkey, 3 pounds. Melt that in there because that's really good for the dogs. Some turmeric, and then we have some ginger root. We've got our frozen veggies. I tend to like to use this one because there's 3 veggies in there. It helps kind of fill the dog food up. I don't steam them in the microwave first. I leave them frozen and let them steam in with the meat and stuff and cook up. Now over here, I've already prepared the brown rice, so it's already ready to go for me to add all of this in. I'm gonna let my husband hold this for a minute. Pick it over here on the turkey, and I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get started on it because it takes a minute to get this prepared. So, okay. I'll warm my shirt on because it's a little chilly. And we're going to get this dog party started here. The dogs are surrounding me because they know that they're smelling what I'm doing. Now, I gave them a little snack earlier to kind of get them to wait just a little longer for the main meal. So here we go. Do you think it's staying right here? That's a good aim. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this tablespoon and get a fair amount of coconut oil out. Sometimes I'll melt it down first, but I got excited and put the meat in right away. So I just pushed it aside. Whoops, pushed it aside to give it some room. Okay. And then we'll turn on our meat, start heating this up. And coconut oil there. So let that melt down. And this is pretty lean turkey. You can get anywhere between 80% and 90% turkey. We get it at Aldi's. Not every state has Aldi's, but a lot of them do. And we also use lean ground beef, and then boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So those are pretty much the 3 meats that we feed the dogs regularly. But I have been known at times I will occasionally get salmon and get them some freshwater salmon and give them that, and they will, of course, they love it. Dogs and cats both. But yeah, so it's quite a bit of meat, but it goes a long way. The rice, I kind of play it by ear. I mean, they have directions on the back. I kind of know how to do it with how measure. I used to measure everything out, but if I'm making a huge batch or a week's worth of food, I'll use almost one full box of these. And somebody's getting excited. So if you do hear it go quiet, it's because we're muting because the dogs are getting excited. So bear with us. We'll keep the camera rolling, but we might have to mute if they get too loud. Calm down. Hold on a second. So we've got a guy here that even though he ate, knows exactly what I'm preparing. And I don't know about you guys, but if you have pets, when dogs or cats smell meat, I mean, it doesn't matter what kind it is, they're excited. And so Milo's going to probably be boisterous through this process. So like I said, if it goes quiet, we'll still keep the camera rolling on what we're doing here. We're going to let this meat cook down some. And once I get this nice and browned and, it's basically all the way cooked through, then I will add my turmeric and my ginger root in there. So, okay, well, I'm going to give the camera back to hubby here. I'm just going to keep on moving this around. And now I usually use my meat grinder piece, this black one, but I was being lazy because when I transfer the meat into with the rice dish, I like to have, a little strain to it in case there's a little bit too much. Now they're growling at the other dog. Oh, these guys are wild. So I was going to make the meat up ahead and just put it all together, but I wanted to show you guys the best way to add your spices, or if you have a multi vitamin powder form, I'm about to order some for mine with a probiotic and some other really good stuff that they need, in their diet, some omega-3 and 6. So, but I don't have that right now, so I use, as much natural stuff as I can find that's good for my research to see which ones are safe and which ones aren't. So that's always an important thing. As far as vegetables and fruits go, you can literally go, right online on Google and find out what's safe and what's not. So, but I never gave my dogs grapes again because I found out that grapes are no good for dogs, and I didn't know that. So, yeah. So I just went through that, and what I usually do is I try to feed them this once a day, and then their other meal, which is either breakfast or dinner, because we split their servings to 2 meals a day. I will just cut up fresh fruits or vegetables and feed them that, so that this can go a little bit further. 3 dogs, they're little, they don't eat a lot at once, but I'm sure they would if you let them. So that's going to take a while. I don't know what it is about the ground turkey, but it takes longer for me to brown it and get it prepared than the ground beef. So, yeah. And you get impatient, but you never want to cook anything, especially anything that you're preparing like this on high heat. Right now I'm on medium high, which is unusual. I don't usually go that route, but yeah, get this thing going here. So let's keep letting it cook. Wait, you can put a lid on it if you want it to go faster, but then it ends up starting to almost get stuff too hot on the bottom. And so I try to always do it with the lid off. So if I had a little bit different size pan or shaped pan, I would use that, and it would really make it go. It'd be a little easier. Maybe more of a round, flat frying pan, but I like this one, my Copperware, because it's got high sides on it. So when you're making something like this, it's not flopping out all over on you. Stirring process. Uh-oh. See, they're all excited. My other dog, I think she just heard something outside. Relax, guys. That's because we're making dog food. They think we can be part of the show, I think. Is what's going on here. She probably me pounding on this with something outside. You know what? Relax. Calm down.
Okay, it's turkey or beef.
Right.
No, she didn't hear.
Oh, turkey. Ground turkey. All's in here. Hi, Jessica. Hi. Hi, Tattooed Angel. How you doing, hon? My husband wasn't telling me there was comments that people were in yet, so I didn't know. I'm all focused on this and dogs barking. Hey, hush it up. Now, come on. People can't hear over you. Unless you want to get up here and cook this.
Keep it on.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so like this ground turkey is just under $8 for 3 pounds, and the brown rice I believe is $4.49 a box, somewhere in that range. And then your steamed vegetables. So we get most of it. We get at Aldi's, but this we have been getting at the other store. For some reason, Aldi's hasn't had brown rice recently in our area. So, and then your vegetables are under $2. Um, and I mean, not everybody has this stuff on hand, but if you get some turmeric, it's good for your food. It's good for their food. And I want to say this bottle was probably like around $6, but I mean, you've had it for a while. And ginger root, you can use the brown version of either one, or you can use the fresh version. Depends on how much cutting and peeling you want to do. But I've bought in both of them in the fresh version, and they're interesting. But things like that I always forget about, and they go bad. And so I thought, I'll go with the powdered version for now. I mean, at least you're still getting something good from it. So, okay, so we're getting down here. We're finally starting to get cooked up quite a bit. Almost there. I try to get it down like smaller pieces, not too tiny, like, not like taco tiny, but because they do like to have some pieces, especially with it and with rice. I try to leave some pieces just a little bit bigger for them. But so, okay, so we're at a good spot where we can go ahead and add the turmeric. And the one thing about turmeric is that when you use it in your food or dog food, whatever, you want to make sure that you cook it with a fat. So an oil. Obviously, for dog's food, you wouldn't cook it with pepper. But like, so that's why I use the coconut oil, because it's good for their skin and coat. It's also good for I get this ginger root from out of here. But anyway, and so it helps absorb it in the body. So that's why they say it needs to be cooked with an oil of fat of some sort. Or if you're cooking it in your food or your meat, you would, add a little black pepper, and black pepper helps turmeric absorb into the body. So I figure same thing for the dogs. And it does make the meat a little bit different color because it is an orange powder. So it does do that. And then what I'm going to do here is, while this is all simmering down, I'm going to get it down to probably medium. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up these veggies. And here in a few more stirs, I'll put these in. And like I said, if they're frozen, you don't have to steam them ahead. Just put them in and let them cook down with the meat or the rice or whichever thing you choose to mix it with. If you have an Instapot, which I would love to get, because the first person I ever seen make dog food had one, and she was able to make large amounts. You just put all the ingredients in together, close the top, cook it for 4 or 5 hours, and you've got everything's ready to go. So that's definitely a quicker route. And if you have one, I employ you to use it, because this is a lot more, I mean, I made the rice in here, cleaned it out, and then, but one pot of anything, crock pot, anything that you're cooking stuff in is always better. Okay, so now we're going to add the frozen veggies. And what I'll do is, once I put them in with the rice, I will chop them down quite a bit. I try to. So, oh shoot, I'm throwing it all over the place, guys. Hold on. The dogs are like, I don't care if it's frozen, I'll eat it off the floor. Right? So we're going to get this all mixed in here so they can get all nice and steamed with the meat and get all that flavor in there together. Okay. Now, let's stick the lid on for a short, probably, I'd say about 10 minutes or so. Get those veggies all steamed down and nice and tender. Don't have to be super tender, but if you steam them ahead, the first time I made it, I probably did it that way, and then realized that by the time I put in with everything else, everything was, what am I trying to say? Mushier. So even the rice, you have to be careful with that because it can get mushy as well. So I took it out. I'll take it out like a few minutes before I think it's just about done. And when I put it into this other container, which I don't know how on earth I'm going to fit, it's going to be a tight fit this time. Might have to put some in a bowl, but it really does help And then just kind of after you let it sit, and, it's nice and cooked. Take the fork and fluff the rice around. This brown rice really cooks up good though. It doesn't clump up and stuff. It's easy. Yeah, if you forget for a few minutes, you don't come back to a clump of rice. Excuse me. So that's always nice. Turn this up just a little bit so we can get these going here. Just get a nice coating of everything. Make sure all the meat's nice and cooked. Yeah. Now, I know another thing that I researched, and it's good for people too, but is bone broth. Beef, yeah, so bone broth, which can be off of different kinds of meat bones, are really good for pets and for people. So I'm gonna probably look into that and get some of that too. Now, another thing sometimes I do add to the dog food is, and I'm not doing it today, but is I'll make scrambled eggs up and I'll put those in there. But sometimes what I found is better to do, just because different things hold better in different mixed in different foods, right? Is I will, on a day when I want to add the egg, I'll just make up some scrambled egg and add it into that serving. Probably a little bit easier. I just wasn't so sure about, if I'm making a week's worth of dog food, trying to do it with egg in it and not knowing if it's going to keep well. So just to be on the safe side, that's how I did it. But I have ordered, previous to making dog food, Farmer's Dog, and they did have egg in some of their fresh food they made. So it just all depends on how you keep it. So, okay, here we go. Let's see if any of these are tender enough to kind of cut down with the spoon here. I think I might, I don't know. I don't really want to use a knife in here, but I probably, yeah. A few more minutes. Yeah, it's getting there. Scissor. Hey, you want to cut a bunch of veggies? Well, see, now, when I've steamed them before, I would chop them in the bowl and then add them in. I'm just doing it this way because that way, this is going to get the flavor and all that good stuff in it. So that way you make sure they get plenty of it in each bite. Just a little bit. Jeez. Rice right there, just waiting on standby. I have this big container and one other really big bowl, but I think this time I'm gonna probably go over, so I'm gonna have to get my other smaller bowls out and use that as well. So I didn't want it to overflow. Yeah, so this is a really nice. It's a copperware. I can't remember the exact name of it because they've got so much different kitchen stuff, but it has the steamer lid. It also has an insert that goes in that you can deep fry on or steam veggies on. So it has multiple uses. And then this lid also fits the frying pan. It has a shorter pan that's only like maybe, I don't know, maybe this tall. And it's the frying pan version. So, but everything comes off of it easy. Like they have recipes. I even tried one once where it's called an inside out grilled cheese. And the proof was that if you turned it, the butter side's in and the cheese side's out, and that becomes the bread. The bread's in the middle. Well, when I made the sandwich, the whole point is that it doesn't stick to this kind of material, the copper, and it didn't. It didn't. It came right up, and it did what they said it did. So I was excited about that because usually, if you try any of their little stunts that they say they can do, then it's not always a good thing. Okay, now we're gonna go to medium. A lot of stirring here. Getting all that good stuff. No, it's too good to stand in anymore, isn't it? Yeah. All right. I think we're probably okay to go ahead and turn that off. Here we go. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to go into another container. Wow, look at that. So yeah, I'll I'll try to mix this up without making a huge mess, and then try to get it. Some of this will go into another container. I just gotta very gently mix it in. But no, this is enough for. I would say this is, yeah, definitely like a week's worth. And like I said, we were using. I had been always using like organic dog food with the dogs, and I would always get the dog food without Red 40 in it. And then when I got the third dog, we were kind of back and forth between the homemade and the organic at the store. But we ended up, when we got the puppy, decided to put everybody on the same dog food. And so I started feeding him the dog food that the lady had him on when I got him, which I should have just said, no, let's just go ahead and put him on what we were giving everybody. But so for a while we did that. And then all of a sudden, from that Purina one, all of the dogs blew up. Weight wise, they blew up. They were having a lot more stomach issues. And I just remembered how healthy they were when we were doing homemade. So I was like, you know what? We are going to have to start making it because they do sell it online and it's really good, but it's expensive. And I've ordered from two different companies and I liked it. Farmer's Dog comes to the door. I mean, if you're somebody that can't get up and do this or doesn't, don't want to, you can literally order it online. And if you don't have a whole lot of animals, then it's not too expensive. It comes freeze dried. They make it fresh and then they freeze dry it. They send it right to your house, right to your front door. And it was okay, but then I always had to thaw it out. And then it just seemed like a lot of work to me. A lot more than this by far. And way more expensive. I'm telling you, it's just like when you eat out. It's always cheaper to make your food at home. So I'm going to try to get this done under lid level. See if I can accomplish it with what I'm doing here. I should be able to clear the lid about right here somewhere. So, of course, I'll start feeding them out of the smaller one first. Put the lid on that. This is going to be too warm for them to eat for a little bit, but they probably are thinking that they would love to try it. And I think I'll let them try it, but I'm going to let this cool off for a few minutes here. Yes. You can set the phone down for. We're gonna set the phone down for just about like 3 minutes. I'm gonna wash this pan real quick, and then we'll come back on and get the dogs started and let you guys see how much they enjoy it. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, everybody. Sorry about that. I think everybody come. You want to get me the bowls? We're gonna scoop up some food, let it cool off for a few minutes. I always worry about their mouths burning, but obviously they're not like kids. But mom and me is always worried they're gonna burn their mouths. So you guys just ate a little bit ago, a snack. So calm down. Turn the light back on. Calm down. Yeah, all these bowls. So they'll bark the whole time until the food's over by them, and then they're fine. So here comes the big guy. All right, and we're gonna go and put all this in there. Ready? All right, buddy. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And so right here, they are eating out of their dog feeder thing that we created a long time ago for them. It's kind of like almost like a little table, console table type thing. You can make them a little shorter and put one like even in your living room, so that your dog's eating area is a way more organized. So there's 2 feeding bowls, and then the middle one's a water bowl. But now that we've got this cool dog fountain that filters all their water, we started using that instead of the regular water bowl. But so our tallest dog, she has her own over there. When my son's dog was here, we were feeding 4 in a row. Let me get back here and see him better this way. It's kind of, I think I have my light up as bright as it goes, don't I? Oh no, not even close. There we go. There are those lights that like you can zoom in, or not zoom in. What am I saying? Help me. Dim. It's dimmable. So I always forget it is, and I can turn it way up. So there they are. We've got Gizmo here. They were outside recently, so they have their little coats on still. Milo. And then we've got Emma over here. And they're, as you can see, very happy dogs. They got fresh food made for them. I mean, who could resist that, right? Yes, they're excited, Becca, for sure. All right, you hold this for me, and I'm going to go ahead and get this closed up and this. But yeah, so this should last a week. So really, it's not that much work. You make it once a week, and like I said, I would say that this only cost us $15 to make this. And I mean, you might be able to get a cheap bag of dog food for $15, but it's not going to be good for them like this is. And like I said, if you have a food cart or however you buy your groceries, it's still just a little bit of what you have at home, and you're making fresh food, and it's healthier for them, and yeah, and it saves money. And like, what if you don't have money to buy dog food, but you've got food, that you can use to make food with? Well, this is how you go about that. This is what's going to help you with that. So let me see if I can make room for this in the refrigerator. It's a big container. They're in the middle. Alrighty. You can put the camera thing on for a second. We're here is talking again. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. That's how that goes. And I'm also going to make some stroganoff, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet tonight. I think some of my meat that I set up to use for it may not still be okay, because I made a vegetable soup with it as well. So hopefully it will be, but if not, then I will have to go purchase some. You can make stroganoff, as everybody knows, with either like a stew meat, or a lot of people use ground beef. It's obviously cheaper because a pound of stew meat was like $8 for 1 pound. But I'm like, well, that's not bad if I make 2 meals out of it. But yeah, you can't let it go bad either. I have a bad habit of like just not getting stuff done, or if you're like busy and you think, oh, I'm going to make that night tonight, and then you don't end up making it for days. Stuff only stays good so long. So there's that. But yeah, so pretty easy to make, guys. You have an Instapot, like I said, that's the way to go for sure. The first time I seen it made, the lady had one, And I just thought that was brilliant because she didn't have to do what you just seen me do. She put literally all the meat in there, rice, veggies, everything that she was going to put in it, and cooked it for, I want to, she said 4 or 5 hours in that Instapot. And then boom, she had this huge amount of dog food, and she'd make like a couple batches and freeze a bunch of it. I want to say she had like 3 dogs too, but she was kind of telling me like, her cost per month was less than just under $40, and she could make almost 40 pounds of dog food homemade. So that's pretty good, I think, anyway. Yeah. And it's interesting how much stuff that they can have that we eat, actually. It's good for us as well. So I thought that was an important part of it. Now, my other dog, as soon as they're done eating it, they go back and they check those holes over and over. But they don't ever do that with dry dog food. They care less. They walk away and they're done. But boy, when you make them this stuff, they're in heaven. They're like, yes. Let me go check the bowl. It's done. All done. It's done. I'm gonna put the bowls out now and make sure we get all the icky out of there so it's ready for the next day. Right? Sillies. Okay. I got the fountain on a placemat because when I went up to Pivici, I bought the fountain because I thought it'd be the best way to like have water for all the dogs and not have to constantly fill it. And I let the little thing. It came with a little mat to put it on, so water wouldn't drip on your floor. And I accidentally forgot it there, so I got me out an old handy dandy placemat, which I'm sure you all know what placemats are. They kind of help keep stuff off of everything else. And so, yeah. Oh, goodness, my throat is dry. I gotta drink some water, y'all. So, if I did make stroganoff, I originally had planned on doing the dog food, then showing another dish. But if I don't get it made today, I'll definitely make it tomorrow. And then I'm going to do just here and there, maybe once a week, I'll come on and do what they call a dump meal, where you put everything together into a crock pot and cook it. And it's just real easy to do. And you can just put pretty much anything in there and make your own concoctions up too with whatever you have at home. But I find them to be nice, especially if it's just a couple people. Like when it's just me and my husband and we don't have anybody else eating with us, it's just easier for us to do something that, like, yeah, we might have like enough for like him to take to work or another meal the next day, but you know what I mean. Just makes things easier. Okay, let's put the rice away. That good? Got a full tummy now? You guys got lucky that you got an appetizer and your main meal because they had cut up fresh cucumber and carrots earlier. That was there, and it's good for them because when they have to chew something like that and actually take their time to eat it, it helps to clean their teeth. It naturally cleans the plaque off their teeth. Well, thank you, Becca. I kept trying to figure out the best time to do it, and of course now I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm doing it during like everybody else's dinner time, but there's always the rewatch, and that's what that's for. So I know I miss a lot of stuff I want to watch, and I fill my time up when I'm bored or can't sleep with trying to catch up with all that. I'm sure a lot of people do the same thing. So, but yeah, I was planning the last 2 weekends we were going to do a project, and I was going to be videotaping, and my husband, I was going to be videotaping him doing a project at home, an easy project, to save money and strengthen a wall. And I'm hoping that we still get the materials, and then maybe I can do a live tomorrow. So we're going to see. We're going to discuss that. And then for a dear friend of mine that shout out to PCT is extreme, and prayers for her mom and her sister, who are both suffering badly with very serious illnesses, and prayers for a safe trip for her to come and visit her family and see her mother. I will be either possibly picking her up at the airport. If not, we will be meeting up with her sometime over that weekend that she comes. So we'll see how that time-wise goes. But for now, we're still in the process of, I'm going to help her find the best places to fly in and out of. And then we're going to try to find her, the least amount of like switching planes. I'm really good at doing the stuff because I've been doing the traveling thing for some time now. So I'm going to try to help her with that and see what we can do to make things a little easier for her to get here and back home. So everybody out there, like I said, shout out to PCT. Prayers for her and her family. She's been very sick the last few days herself, so she needs prayers for that so she can get better and healthy and be well to come on the trip. And but yeah, so we love you all. We love you, girl. And so yeah, I don't know what else to say other than like if you've never tried it, go ahead and try making some dog food. Like I said, pretty easy, really reasonable priced. It's just regular groceries you might buy at home already or might already have. And we go to a discount grocery. And so, like I said, $15 to make all of that dog food. And if you only have one or two dogs, it's gonna go even longer. It's gonna last longer. So and like I said, I encourage people to go ahead online anytime before you use anything, especially if it's not like within, the stuff that like you would see homemade dog food made with, which you know what I mean. One of the other ingredients sometimes I'll definitely add in, and I didn't this time, but I did my last batch with some sweet potatoes, and I'll just clean them up, shave them down, chop them into small pieces, and then simmer them in with the rice or the meat, whichever, to get those cooked down. So those are really good for them too. But like I said, there's a whole list of the things that are good for dogs and not good. And, the best ways to prepare their food. There's lots of recipes out there. Like I said, just be smart about it. Check it and make sure if it's not something that seems like it'd be okay or you're not sure. Green beans are also good for them. Some dogs can get a little gassy from them because of the, beans. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. How are you, hon? For those of you that are just coming in, I did the preparing the dog food, but it's not a real long time, so you can rewatch that part. Um, I was just saying that I had wanted to plan to have maybe like another meal for us, like I was going to make for everybody, and then or a project that my husband was going to do. We hadn't got that far, and so but we can hang out, and if anybody's got anything they want to chit chat about, I can drop the link and see if anybody wants to pop up. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure I know what I'm doing here. Guests. Invite guests. Copy. All right. Now, go back down here. Post comment. Post this. There we go. So there's the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to come up and hang out with me for a little bit. I think I know a lot of you were on Leanie's the other night when she talked about the Idaho 4 thing coming up, and we're all kind of stoked. At least some of us, of the true crime stuff, wanting that's going to be really exciting, and that's going to be like during the daytime when the trial's on. So a lot of us are looking forward to that. But I was thinking that during the times when she's just to the daytime hours to do the trial stuff, maybe I'll do a couple of the later evenings. I know PCT tends to go like early evening, so I might go a little later, and that way there's a little space between the three of us doing lives, because I know it can be hectic when we all have a lot going on and a lot to do. But what will come out? I am interested. What will come out? What will come out? I'm lost. What do you mean? Now everybody's going to be bellies full. They're going to be quiet as can be for a bit. Watch. Until somebody has to go outside again. And then we've got, Idaho 4 in the trial. What will come out in the trial? Yeah, I am so interested in that too. Sorry, your message was broke up and I was being a goofball. But yeah, I'm very interested in that too, because I mean, it's just one of those mysteries. Like, sometimes you're kind of more straightforward and you pretty much know who did it, but you still want to grab them. You still want to know why, or whatever. But this one has a lot of twists and turns, and like I don't know, it's just like edge of the seat type of a trial that's going to happen. I think might be taking a little break. Yeah, she is. She's not feeling good. Yeah, so we're looking for, you know, maybe this coming weekend. So, but yeah, anything I can do to help her. I mean, we are here. We're not, but maybe a few hours away from where her mother lives, and but yeah, and so I know we've been wanting to meet each other for a long, long time, and if there's anything we can do to help her or her family when we're in the area, we're available to do that. And weekends work good for us because my husband's off work. So, but when I'm done with my live, I'm going to do some research and try to help find a good flight, something a lot easier for her that's not real atrociously expensive. Because some of them airlines, they just you got to really know how to look for the prices and stuff. And since I've been doing it forever, I offered to help. And so I'm going to do some research and then get back to her, and we're going to figure it out, and we're going to get her here. We're going to get her here. She's got to get well first before she can travel herself. So that's why I said a little bit ago before you came in, prayers, for Tina and her family. Um, you know, everybody's going through it there. So, but yeah, it's a really weird day out today. I mean, it's been like so cold, and now it's like really nice out. When I say really nice, like there's no air moving. It's not raining. It's not snowing. It's just still. It's pretty cool. It's almost probably just about decent enough to take the dogs for a jog around the block. I got my winter boots. I'll have to show them to you. Some of you guys will die. They're the brightest orange boots you've ever seen. I turned my heaters off today. Yeah, I did too. Hello, Mr. True Talk. How are you? Well, that's nice. If you watched back in the beginning, what I did was I was making homemade dog food, and so I prepared some dog food for the dogs, and then packaged it up, and then fed them so everybody could see how much they loved the homemade food. You didn't hear a peep out of them. Oh my goodness. It's only like 31. It does feel warmer. You know why? Because it's been so single digits lately that it's so chilly that you literally just start like the littlest change is like, oh, it's warm now, because now I think tomorrow it's going to get in the 40s here, which is great. And so I think I might try to pop out tomorrow and take the dogs for a little walkie because they sure get, they get to go in and out to go to the bathroom, but that's not so much fun, They need more exercise. I'm sitting here thinking, I've drank a bunch of water. I had a coffee earlier. I've had tea today, and I'm thinking, what am I thirsty for? Do y'all ever run into that where you're just like, oh, I'm thirsty, but what do I really want? I think if I had lemonade right now, fresh lemonade, because fresh lemonade is so good, that would be like thirst quenching, but the water's not getting it. And the tea didn't do it either. Mary Jane Doe, it's interesting about the notifications because I get them for PCT and I get them for Leanie sometimes, but I don't get them for all of the people I'm sub to. And I've checked it over and over, and it's like set for all of them. And I'm just like, what is with you, Tara? So last night, I got a little short out there. Y'all can look at. It was me showing my margarita. Me and my husband were on date night last night, and we ain't done that in a while. I was trying to convince him that we could go get pedicures done because we were like literally twice right by a salon, and his feet are hurting him from work, so he needs his feet fixed. And it's been a minute since I haven't done mine since right before I went on the cruise, and that was in September. And I love the salon they have out in Laughlin, and I would love to wait and go out there, but my feet can't wait that long. Like when you're just going to start walking and going to airports and stuff, your feet have to be comfortable. So they got to be straight. That's my biggest like pet peeve before I go on trips is making sure that I've had a nice, what do you call it? Pedicure. I usually get the one done where they do the whole moisturizing and the little extra stuff and like the hot, stones, and they'll take fresh lemon and slice the lemon, and it's really good for your fingernails and your hair and your nails and your toenails. But they rub those on there, and it helps with your feet. It helps your feet and your toes and everything. So that was interesting. Um, every salon does it a little different, but for the most part, since I don't do it very often, when I do it, I'm going to go ahead and spend an extra 10 or 15 bucks and get the whole works done, right? So that your feet feel like $1,000,000 when you're walking. So we're going to go and do it. We were going to do it today, but time got away from us. And so we'll probably do it after work one day this week and just go do it in the evening. But so we had a good time. We went to one of our old restaurants. We used to date like once a week. Date night was there, and they have a new building now and a new restaurant. But there's still some of the same people there, which we've known for wow, like almost 6 years now. I want to say, well, at least. Well, see, I knew him a little bit longer because my daughter, when she was going to college, in the same city I live in, she introduced me to the place. We went there for margaritas one day, and I just fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the atmosphere, the people that work there. Some of them, like over time, they came and gone, but the main key people are still there. And so, I walk in and they know what I like to drink, and we do hugs sometimes. Do a shot with them, whatever. But they're just really good human beings, and productive human beings that are here legally, by the way. And sometimes I think about that stuff, but um, because they're running a business and establishment, they're on the up and up. Um, but so we won't get into that. But I just thought I'd mention that. So how's everybody else's Sunday? Tell me how your Sunday is, you guys. Give me some info. Drink. We need something. I don't know what I want to drink. I am having like one of those moments of like, what sounds good? I've tried everything else today. In the summertime, I like to get like those. Well, no, actually, to be honest with you, my favorite place here. And never go to the store, the gas stations, and you have those slushy machines. They're absolutely that stuff is so bad for you because it's just like this like colored flavoring or soda flavoring and a bunch of ice. It's just awful for you. But if you want to get like something good, get a smoothie like from Tropical Smoothie or one of your local places that does the fresh smoothies where you could pick really good fresh fruits and veggies to put in there. I'm telling you what, if you're not feeling good, one of those will really fix you up. That healthy stuff really will. So, how's your guys' Sunday today? Well, hold on. Sorry, we had a car door alert. They heard a car door slam, and they always believe that door belongs to that someone's going to come to, to our door. That's why I want to live out in the middle of nowhere on land with no noise and nobody near me, so I don't have to worry about anything like that, and the dogs can just chill. At least out there, you know that when they do bark, it's for real. It's something really going on. Here we have false alarms all the time, you guys. False alarms. So, so I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with. Oh, I've got a guest. Let me. Oh, it's Becca. Thank you for coming up and visiting with me.
You.
I have no. It's so weird. I don't even know how my background got to what it is on, but I'll leave it. I
There we go.
gotta get my body
Yeah.
right. So I feel like it's. Do I
Miss
sound like super
Cole.
loud to you?
No, do I sound super loud?
No, you sound just right. I just never know if I am because there's two different sound adjustments, your phones and then in the StreamYard. So yeah, there's been times when people are like, "It sounds like you're screaming." I'm like, "Oh God."
No. Normally I sound super loud, and I almost switched like earbuds, but then I thought, no, I better not do that because that's the one that I like really come loud through. Anyways, yeah, I just finished dinner
Yes.
and I've been
I just got really warm. It's because there's like no air moving outside. So even though I have the window open, which normally on a really, but lately there hasn't been but a crack, the window open a crack because it's so cold. But no, a tropical smoothie, it does sound good. Um, I don't have the right fruit to make one. I do have bananas, but I would usually, if I'm going to make one, I'm kind of, I have banana, strawberries, pineapple. Those are my favorites. And so I do have some kale and some spinach, which is really good stuff to mix in. But I have so many recipes for smoothies and juice blenders. Like,
I
that's
have a
really good stuff.
question.
Yes.
Look how little this is. Look at that. It's they're like mini.
Is it a cigarette?
Yeah, we'll say it is.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Well, mine are short. I use the short papers for my cigarettes.
Yeah, these are like baby papers. I was like, these are actually like really fucking cool. I didn't know they made these. I just asked for the silver pack, and then all of a sudden he hands me these. I'm like, okay, that'll work. Get to the car, I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, these are pretty cool. Little bitty.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what to do. I've been going to make stroganoff for days, and now that I waited too long for the rest of the stew meat, I kind of saved it back for that dish. I didn't make it when I was going to make it, so I'm not sure if it's going to work. So I might just end up getting some ground beef and using it that way instead of, there's multiple ways to make stroganoff. You don't have to. Bigfoot's like,
Listen, can you hear? Listen,
yes.
you hear the cars?
Yeah. What the heck?
It'll get louder. They're doing like a takeover. They've been doing it like late, like more recent.
One of the dogs missed
Anyways,
the
yeah,
pen.
your dog food looks really good. I don't know if I would have the patience to actually make
No,
homemade
what
dog
though?
food, but
I had it in my fridge one time, and one of the twins came over, and they were like, "Got anything to eat?" Like grown kids or teenagers do, and open up the refrigerator, and they thought it was fried rice because they love fried rice at the Chinese place. And I said, "Well, it's really there's nothing wrong with it. They could eat it too.
true.
It's just there's no seasoning on it because you don't season it like you would your own. So they would have to add salt to it. But I'm like, no, you can't have the dog. And it doesn't
Right?
look like dog food to them. They're like, oh, that's fried rice.
It's got the seasonings in it, the turmeric
No.
base. Turmeric's really good for you.
Yeah. Is I had to do research though, because I didn't know at first that you have to use a fat and like an oil or some kind of a fat or a black pepper to help it absorb in the body. So I'm almost thinking about doing like, getting some of those capsules and then just making it up in there so I can make sure that I actually am getting enough of it when I take it, instead of just in the food because I don't always remember to put it in our food unless I'm really like, got it right there in front of me.
Actually, yeah.
The dogs have messed around, and somebody missed the pad over there while we were busy making the dog. You can't keep up with it. Somebody's always doing something.
It's just a little pee.
And it's nice out today, so we've been trying to make sure the little guy gets out there. He tends to, I mean, he does go to the door with the other, like kind of just one after the other, shuffle him outside and back in. But that one day it was really cold and I didn't think he'd go out, and he did. But he looked like I myself would be freezing out there. He's just standing out there. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I was afraid he was going to freeze solid. And I should have put his little jacket on. I have a winter coat for him, but Last time I put that on one of the dogs, the hood went over his face when he was trying to come back in, and he ran into. He couldn't get in the house. He ran into the skirting, then he ran into the steps, and then I realized what was going on, and I had to go help him. Poor guy. He's like, "What in the hell did you put on me?" Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna get some meat then.
Oh man.
It's all
We're discussing the dinner plan here. Yeah. There was a couple days when I didn't feel good, and so I think that's what prolonged my stroganoff making. And then I had everything for it the one day, but then didn't have the noodles, and then we got the noodles, and then I didn't feel good. I know, right? I was trying to get past the feeling gloomy.
this tomorrow. Last day. The chicken tenders, $10.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, they've had them on sale like every day this last 2 weeks.
That actually sounds good. I might break out the blender, right? I know I need to get a pineapple. I know strawberries aren't the best right now, but pineapple and unless you get the frozen ones, I guess that might be okay. Which they work really good to make a smoothie. If any fruit is out of season and you buy it, that's the good time to get frozen. I prefer fresh everything, but that's a better alternative to something spoiling in the refrigerator or not being ripe, because it can really make a smoothie taste weird if you make it and then it's like, yeah. Oh, we lost Becca. So yeah, guys. So has anybody else on here ever made dog food or anything like that? Tried something different with their pets? Um, if you watch the replay, um, you can go ahead and leave a comment there or on the community page and let me know. Or if you have any questions about any ingredients or anything. But pretty basic stuff, like I said, and we get like a meat bundle at our local grocery store. And out of that meat bundle, there's 2 1-pound chicken breasts. And so that covers one of their meals. Also, like the 2 pounds of ground beef, sometimes I'll do a pound for them, make them up some dog food, and then the other for us. So out of this, like $35 and all this meat that comes in this bundle, like I can make 2 different batches of dog food out of that. So it's feeding us and them together, but still at a decent rate, like portable price. So it's a good deal. It really is. And I mean, nowadays with everybody struggling so much, you save a lot of money by finding little ways to cut back here and there. Especially if you have multiple pets, because they have to eat, and um, and it can be expensive if you're struggling, and then you're trying to get dog food or cat food or whatever too. So I'm just trying to find ways to save. Hi, BG. Yeah, they are. You didn't get. I put it in the back, in our back chat in our group, and so you probably just didn't see it. I try to do that with people that I know like pretty well or are on my messenger, because once you post a live, then you can go in and share that with friends and stuff. So I'll try to do that a lot of times. And I stream this both on YouTube and Facebook now, because a lot of people that I know or some of my family, they don't necessarily watch YouTube. So this gives them a chance to be able to view it as well. So yeah. Becca was up here a minute ago, Beachy. I don't know what happened. I lost her. What? I just seen a message flash, but I didn't see what it said. Can you read it, Beachy, and let me know? It said tell Sherry something, and I didn't catch the rest of it. Goodness gracious. So yeah, that's where we're at with things. Check backstage. Oh.
I've been
What
chilling
happened? That
back
was
here.
weird. It didn't even No, and it didn't
No,
even
it
light up.
dropped me
Normally my
back
guest
in
went.
here. It didn't like drop me all the way. It dropped me back into like the backstage. And so I've been
That
trying to
is
like get your attention.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Uh,
hon. I was like
you're
wondering
fine.
what happened.
You're fine. Tell Beachy she should come up.
Beachy to the stage. Gonna drum our cares away. I might have to repost
Let's
this
have a
thing.
good old smoke out.
Right? Oh, wait. She just popped in right when I was getting ready to. Here we go. There we go.
Yo,
Now it's
bitches.
the three. Now it's the three.
What's happening? What's going on?
Not much. I was trying to get people to tell me how their Sunday was going, but I didn't get much feedback.
I was there,
Oh,
Sherry.
no,
I've
fuck,
been here
I've
the
been.
whole time.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah, I've been for
appreciate
the
it.
last hour. I was feeding the animals and feeding the lizards and feeding the.
No, I was like, man, go figure. I would go ahead and do it at dinner time, but I was trying to like aim it towards the time that the dogs would be eating too, so that they would like I could then feed them as well. But they got hungry at like 3:30, and I'm like, oh gosh! So I start cutting up carrots and cucumbers to give them a snack
Right on.
because they were mad. They were like, they could smell all the food cooking, and I was like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah, Lucy had dinner already. She's been doing better. I've
They're
had to
still
change
at
her
it.
food. I did want to talk about dog food because all these recalls on the dog food is what I wanted to mention. It's scary to even know what the heck to feed your animals anymore if you don't make it yourself sometimes. So I've been getting it more, making my own too. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you consider the price of a big bag of dog food or whatever, and then the price of the vegetables and whatnot to make dog food and whatnot, it's really pretty comparable. I mean, it might be a little bit more actually to buy a bag of dog food than it is to make dog food. So,
Right. I think we were paying like, I mean, we were getting like, sometimes we get 8 or 16 pound bag. It just depended. But at one time I was feeding 4 at once, and I was just, I was like, so I was kind of feeding them that and the homemade together. So I was kind of splitting it up. But then they were getting upset stomachs when I was doing that. So I just finally decided
with
to
Mary
shut
Jane,
that completely
I've
off.
been feeding my dog Blue Buffalo. Yeah, I tried Blue Buffalo.
Yeah.
My animals won't eat it. I don't know what it is about it. I think that's a grain. Is that a grain free or?
They probably have both because I used to do the organic and they had the grain free
Supposed
and
to
the
be
regular.
a balanced diet type dinner, dog food, I think. But yeah, I mean, they all have recalls sometimes. It's scary. Even the biggest companies are the ones you're not going to hear the recalls for.
Right.
So that makes that a little scary.
All right, let me prepare something here.
Oh,
That shit is getting so close to my house, and the
what's
cops
that?
still aren't on their way. One of those street like where they do like donuts and shit. It's so
Oh no.
loud.
Oh
But
no,
it's been
not
going on
that.
for like minutes now. I told you
Street
can hear it.
takeover races?
Well, take us out and
Yeah.
show us what's going on so we can show people
Hell
what
no,
they
you
should be
can hear
doing.
you can
Like
hear it
drag racing? They're drag racing like in the old days?
without
No,
doxing my
they're
actual location. There's plenty of places right by me where they like you hear it.
Yeah.
It's really close.
I don't hear
Wow.
anything. I don't hear anything.
BG.
I should drive up there. I should.
No, stay away
We
from
need
there.
some
You should
accent
be
now.
getting your butt arrested. You
I'll
take
be
your hot
boots on
rod
the
and go up there.
ground. I'm gonna go fucking race them. But
You're gonna go race them with the new SUV, with your new SUV minivan? No, I'm.
it's not a minivan, but it is an SUV.
That's so
Six
funny that you
cylinder.
said me, man.
You go race them, and we'll race them with my minivan.
so loud. It does make me want to drive up there, though.
Right on. No, stay away from there. You get your ass run over. It'd be crazy. Them kids be crazy driving around doing donuts.
I don't know. I was gonna ask you
But
It
guys
sounds
how
like
much
they're
of your.
gonna.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say how much are your guys' eggs right now? Because Corey just informed
Oh
me
my
that
god.
eggs are real expensive.
It's somewhere.
$5.99.
Yeah, they're like four something. Yeah, four. I can't remember what they were
That's
last
weird
time.
because first it was bacon that went up last year, and then eggs were cheap, and now it's flipped.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with the chickens?
Uh,
Is there an egg shortage? Have they killed a bunch of chickens, and that's why there's not enough eggs?
Yeah, they're meat.
Oh, you're funny.
I think it was 468 or 460, 460 or something for eggs. Something crazy, man. I was like, wow.
Right? It's like now you have to like uh take it just eat lots of them so they last longer, I guess, or what.
You want meat or fucking
I mean, imagine the people that do baking for a living, and the bakeries and stuff, how that's affected, I'm sure, them as well, because they're
Yeah.
using it regularly. I mean, I can live without eggs if I have to, but it is expensive. I can't. I just don't know. Everything seems to be.
Yeah.
That is so distracting. I cannot concentrate on what y'all are saying. It's so loud in my ear. Like,
Really?
and technically they can't come to my house, but they're so close that it's like uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Like they can't hit my house, but
Right.
like this is how it was last week, and we were on the phone or whatever, and it was the same thing. It's like, damn, they're like really close, but
Right.
they keep going,
Imagine how they'd
and the
feel if someone
cops
came to
still
their
aren't.
neighborhood and did that. Maybe they'd like it too much, so that might not be it.
That's wild. Oh, they're having fun too because it's kind of slick here today because it's like been misting for the last few hours. So they're like really having fun out there today. That's why it's so loud. I just realized that.
Right on. Just change my avatar
That's
picture.
probably why
See what
Bruno's
comes up.
crying right now. He's probably like, what the hell's going on? I just doxed my dog.
Yeah, because that could be scary.
I just changed my
Lucy,
avatar picture.
you're
It's
funny.
it's making me uncomfortable and I literally cannot even focus on like the conversation at hand because it's distracting me. We all
That's
know
like
how
my
my
new.
brain works.
Sorry, I'm totally distracted from what you're saying, but that's my
I'm
new avatar.
good. I'll be back. Hold on. You saved the
it's a
day,
nice,
Beachy.
it's a
Thank
nice way to
you.
say it. I really don't care what the fuck you're saying. You gotta hear noises in it. We can't hear it. Don't matter to me.
It's the noises in my head. Shut up.
Love you. Promise. Oh, look. What are you looking at, Lou? Get your nose off my phone. You're
When
going,
you say that stuff, sometimes I think you're
off
talking
my
to
stool.
me.
She gonna knock me off my stool. What do you want, Lucy? Hi. Oh, okay. You were just sleeping like a baby. What's your problem? Oh, I was laughing too hard. Must be.
Yeah, wait, they got to check on us, make sure we're okay.
What's the matter with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm fine. What's your problem? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, we're not belly laughing yet. You can come in when we really need help. There,
She's
Lucy.
like, she's like checking on me, like,
Is
let
that
me
a flying joint on your avatar?
check yeah, check it out. It's the coolest. There you go. It says, I believe I could fly. I believe I
I
could
believe I
fly.
smoke so much I'm high.
I believe that
I
I'm oh
rolled
so
these little
high.
bitty joints.
I
I didn't
really
know they sold them. Look at
shiny
that.
diamonds.
It's
I
tobacco
believe,
though.
I believe. Oh, well, fuck
Just
that.
for a Sherry show.
It is
What
not. You
we
laugh.
really
Oh.
know
Yeah.
that I went to
Okay,
Yeah,
let
see
me go.
you know.
You almost had me. Yeah, yeah, you did. I was like, why would you? No.
Let's smoke a bowl
Yeah,
and
actually,
share
Hey,
a
everybody, hit the
glass.
like when you guys come in or as you're leaving, please, for me.
yeah, make sure you hit the like button and all
My
that.
mods are my
Did.
mods are stoned and they can't remember to say it.
Oh, look here. I'll hit it too. I didn't even hit it. So,
Aw,
talk about
it's the three stoners.
we smoking peace pipe, man. If you can see, I don't know if anybody can see
Oh my
this.
gosh, you know what? Between us, we all have 5 dogs.
Oh my gosh, between us, we all have
I
3
don't even
lizards.
know why I said that.
Oh my god, between us, we have 4 cats. Oh my gosh, between us, we have
One
no
hamster.
birds. No
Hey,
birds.
we've got, wait. Hold on,
Wait,
let me count. 5
between us,
dogs,
we got
5 cats, 5 dogs,
3 cats. 3
three,
cats.
three, 3 lizards, um, some kind of critter in the ceiling, and a Bigfoot.
We have a uninvited who actually was making noise. He must have went to sleep. Oh shoot, my phone is ringing.
Hook it up to your battery or to your flashlight.
No, my phone was ringing.
Oh, I thought you said my phone's dying.
no, no, it just started ringing. Of course, it started ringing. But
I was
I just
gonna
popped
make a
in.
comment.
I
I
just
was gonna
popped
make a
in to
joke, but I think I won't.
say hey, and let you know that I believe that we can all fly.
So do I. When I stood on the top of a mountain one time, I felt like, man, isn't that something?
I'm glad you didn't jump.
I did.
No, I kept thinking about people that paraglide
I
and
feel like I can
how scary
fly.
that'd be. I'm like, hell no, I'd be
I
the
have
first one to fly right up into something.
I have been bungee jumping in Vegas, and this was like, oh my god, I
Oh
don't
my
even want
God,
to
I'm
think of
glad
it.
you said that, Becca, because I always have a coupon and I've never used it, and I won't use it for me, but for Corey, he could do it because he's not scared and he don't have back problems. And I'm
Where
gonna
is it?
have
Is it
him
for
ride.
AJ Hackett?
I'm gonna have him ride that zip line and videotape him.
You youngins are fucking
Y'all go
nuts.
to the stratosphere and do stuff on the top of the stratosphere. You're gonna have so much fun.
No, I'll be glad to just sit and watch because when we got married out there, we were right next to the stratosphere. It was like literally to our side, like so to our west, and we were on the east side, right across the street. And what a distraction when you're doing a wedding ceremony and you see somebody look like they were bungee jumping off a building. I mean, I was literally in shock. I almost missed the whole ceremony.
I did a hot dive once, but I would never jump attached to something. No way.
Mine was 181 feet.
Oh, mine was only 80, 90, I think it was. But yeah, it was high enough.
Mm-mm.
But no, I
No,
didn't
but I
bungee
have a really funny
jump.
thing I might do sometime, you guys. The other night when I was on Leanie's panel, I was talking about Vegas and different stuff, and we were talking about different places and everybody married and not married, whatever. But we were talking about that, and I and I told her, I said, "Well, let me think. Don't lose your train of thought. What were we talking about? That was so funny." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, don't lose your train of thoughts." As I'm doing it,
Bungee
um,
jump.
oh, I know. I told her that our wedding video is so funny because you can hear some traffic outside, which I thought, you wouldn't really be able to hear that and didn't take into consideration that you might hear the traffic because we were near a road, but we probably should have done it inside. But I have the little USB drive that has the wedding thing on it. And I said that the funniest thing about it was that when we first got to watch it on his mom's computer when we got back, she looked at us and she goes, "Why does it look like you guys are at a funeral?" And we just lost it.
Oh, that's funny.
We didn't look like we were at a funeral, but I couldn't just be like, "Well, we were high." So that's why
Yeah.
it looked like that. We both had a piece to come in our mouth,
I
and we were trying to figure out. So I think I'm going to play it some night on live because it's
Oh,
really funny. It really is. You just know that we're stoned. We should have never. We agreed we wouldn't smoke before the ceremony. We were going to wait and we were walking back from the dispensary, and we had a couple. We just thought, oh, we'll just take a couple hits, we'll be fine. Well, this shit was like way stronger than stuff we normally have. So
You
we
were
were
onto
messed up.
something when you got married. You can actually fight that marriage, I think, because you were.
I was under the influence.
I'm just saying. I think there's some kind of stipulation. You're not even supposed to drink before you get married in some states.
Well,
I
that
don't know.
would be Vegas.
Nah, I totally believed I could fly. Judge, I'd like for you to annul this. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Beaches caused me to choke to death over here. Oh my god.
I'm really stoned. I'm really cold. I want to go inside, but then my daughter, they're
It's
having a Nerf like fight in there, and I do not want to get in the middle of that. I hear it, and I'm like, hell no.
a nerd
I'm
fight.
like,
What?
I'm not going in yet.
Nerf, like with the Nerf gun. I'm like, oh no, I'm not walking into that.
Yeah, you'll be the first one to get fired on.
Hell
What?
no.
I thought you said a
No,
nerd fight. I thought maybe they were arguing over a math answer or something. I'm like, what is she talking about?
we're having a nerd fight.
A nerd fight.
I'm going to beat you with another one. Oh my goodness. I can't stop choking.
No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. 3.14 is fine. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's a nerd fight.
Damn, I'm ready to go to sleep for the night. It's only 6 o'clock. What the hell?
Oh, God.
That's so
I can't think.
bad.
All right. Anyway, I just popped in to show my support. Say hey.
I'm glad you saved me.
And make me choke to death.
Or not saved me, you saved Sherry from me is what I meant.
Show you my avatar.
Well, God, I can't breathe, you guys. I need oxygen. Oh my gosh. I remember one day I'm just over here choking to death. Corey's just sitting there fine, nothing wrong with him at all, right? And he looks at me and goes, "Do you need my inhaler?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I'll be all right in a minute." Like, it was when we were all talking about all sorts of goofy stuff and we were laughing. Oh God, the dogs were barking at
can't
everybody's
breathe.
house.
Like in Galveston. Oh my God.
Right?
I hurt so
Oh,
bad that
man.
day.
I know I
So
told that
bad.
lady at the salon that she needs to watch the one that says late night on the pier or something, or Galveston, whatever says Galveston. I said watch that one because it's like 50 minutes, the shortest live I think I've ever done. But we I
Oh
want
my
to say at
God.
least 80% of that was us laughing.
But before that, like my stomach hurt so bad I couldn't even enjoy our like good dinner because like
I
I was
know, right?
hurting so bad from laughing. Like that was oh man. I know I'm gonna drop down in chat. I love you.
Love you too, honey.
Maybe I should be inspired and make my own dog food now.
You're an asshole.
Oh, your dog will love you for it.
You know what? I will do that.
Go lay down.
Do that in the next day or two.
Yeah, my dog. She was asking to go out, and then she don't want to go out. I don't know.
Well, I thought you were gonna say
That's
she
what
was asking for
that's what
homemade
puts
dog food.
that's what Milo does to Corey all the time. He
Oh
fakes him
shit.
out. He'll go to the door and bark, and then he goes over to
Oh
let him
shit.
out. And sometimes he'll run back and jump in the chair just to steal his chair.
Well, she didn't do that, but yeah, she just said, "Let me out, no," and then she's like, "Oh, well, I don't really need to go out."
Right. And you're like thinking to yourself, well, why did you make that much of a fuss over what? Just to see if I'd actually get up? That's what I'm starting to think.
To make Exactly. Yeah, that's about it.
I must have definitely got oxygen starved for a minute because now I feel all weird.
Oh, jeez.
Go stand out on the porch, take up some deep, fresh air.
Yeah, you need to open the window for a minute.
It is open. Nothing's moving. It's so still and calm outside that it's not. I can't even feel the air coming in. Like just a day ago, it was so cold that you couldn't barely have it open.
Yeah, it's warming up
Yeah.
outside here, but it's very windy. The trees are making noise and shit and freaking me out. I said, shut up, tree. Clear. They said, you know what? Actually, I can't hear you inside. Make as much noise as you want. Just don't fall down. That's it. I said, you know what? Let me change. Let me rephrase this. Because if it
So
stops
here,
noise,
so
that
here we go. We've got Milo here who is sitting in Bigfoot's chair. He's like, I'm tired. I ate too much. We've got Emma here. Hi, Emma. Say hi, Emma. Say hi,
she's like,
Andy. She's like, really? So she's in her dog paw. And then little man, Gizmo, he's right. Wow, we can't even see you, man. Hold on, let's turn this way. He's like, I have no clue what you're doing to me, lady. He's in mommy's chair. Goofy doggy. Yeah, they're all passed out. They
right.
ate, and now they're done.
Lucy's sitting here. She's actually trying to chew the Kong ball, which
Oh no.
she's trying, but it ain't giving in it yet. That's why she usually won't play with that one, just because she can't dig her teeth in it.
I wonder how many days this meat would stay good. I don't remember what. I'm trying to remember what day I made it. So I made that vegetable beef soup, and then I cooked the meat though, like right away, and then I split it between the soup and the what do you call it? And what I was going to use for stroganoff. And so I like left it in the juice, and then I put it in the fridge so I could add it when I made the other stuff. But I don't know if it's still good or not. It's probably been like 3 days, maybe.
It's probably still good.
I got,
You
that's
know,
what
especially if
the
it's already.
dogs are watching. The dogs are watching Caesar Milan.
When
The
my
dog
dogs
fingers
are
on.
I swear,
Maybe I
the,
should just keep that on all the time so they'll listen to the guy.
maybe it'll sink in.
Right?
Mm-mm.
Well, only one of the three dogs will watch TV, and that's the youngest one. You can literally look out and watch him watching TV if he's sitting on the couch. The other two, they're just sound asleep. They could care less about the TV.
Right.
It's funny.
Like, oh, she's a pain in my butt. What are you doing, hello? She's no way. Lucy. I'm gonna have to whoop her. No. She's
She'll hear you, then she'll come wrestle you on the couch.
come whoop me instead. You better not get
Remember that one day when she was sound asleep, and then all of a sudden she like just came up from behind you, like from laying on the couch, and it freaked us out because like she just was like suddenly there. It's like, oh shit.
and she hit that critter up in the attic. Every once in a while, she'll jump up because it'll hit that board or something, and she'll jump because she hears something. And it'll be like right up over, like she don't even care I'm there. It doesn't me over, and she just it don't matter.
Oh.
Now she's messing with this little shelf, trying to pull the little. You hold it, pull it. Are you your mind, Dual?
She's silly.
Leave it alone. So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's another accumulation of snow though between today next 48 hours is what it said this a couple
More
hours
snow?
ago. I don't know what that means.
Oh no.
Another accumulation. We've had nothing but snow like almost on a daily basis,
I
even
know,
just
right? It's been
from
quite a bit, for sure.
4 inches any day, like starting to pile up out there. Like I gotta step on a mound to get to reach my mailbox. And
It's
so,
like,
yeah.
well, I don't have to just walk up to it anymore. I've just got to kind of climb up by
Well,
it.
well, there's a hill there because they plow it, and then the mail person runs up over that little hill, and so just packing it down right in front of the mailbox. So there's like a little hill now up in front of it. Uh, but it's all good. I I'm looking forward to that like 50 something days before weather's supposed to break. So we got ways to
I
go yet.
know, right?
But we're more
I
than
never
happy.
love spring. I
Man,
used to always say that spring and fall were my favorite seasons because you're not too hot or cold in either one of them. But nowadays, it's kind of a little different than it used to be. So I don't know.
probably was my favorite because I love hoodie season and spring.
Right.
It starts coming back to life. Like I've been waiting for this spring for since.
Well, we used to slowly come into another season temperature-wise, and now it dives into it. It's like 1 minute it's this, and then it's boom. It's not. There's not even a gradual incline to it anymore. Like there used to be. It used to be nice like that. Like I don't know. It felt like the seasons lasted longer, and they were more like, yeah, they kind of like slowly flowed into the next season instead of just an instant like change.
Well, they say the magnetic pole is shifting. Um, so like it all depends on how fast or how gradual that happens to whether or not everything else happens. That's how the Earth has gotten destroyed before.
Exactly.
The cataclysmic shifting of the poles. When it gets to a certain point, there's no turning it back. Well, there's no turning it back anyway. But um, we're in a special time of the Earth. That's for sure. For sure,
For sure. Yeah.
special time. Glad to know you. Hey, all right. On that note,
Right.
and life is short. That's all. No matter what happens, even if it doesn't happen in our lifetime, we're still headed. It's not a matter of when, if it's a matter of when.
When exactly?
Yeah, and we're
It's a
only
scary thought sometimes.
so now. If all your viewers aren't gone by now, they definitely should get the hell out. No, I'm just kidding.
Gee.
And, I'm sorry. I don't know where the hell I did dishes. Made dinner for me. I made uh food for the dogs. I never got a notification. I wasn't paying attention to time. And then when I sat down in front of the TV, I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed a whole hour. I missed the whole thing, basically. So, um, sorry about that.
Well, you can watch back the beginning. I did it pretty quick, so it was only like the first 35 minutes of getting that
Oh,
prepared.
all right. That's not
So,
too bad.
so it's not like a super long watched for that part, but
Um, and I've been getting your advice well on the side anyway about making different food for her anyway.
right.
So, it's all good. She had apples in her dinner tonight, too. So, she was happy.
I used to keep the skins on, but lately I've been taking them off just so they don't get an upset stomach because sometimes the skins can be a little hard on their digestion. So sometimes I'll take that off.
Yep,
I
it took
mean,
long.
I know that it's good for us to have the skins of vegetables and fruits because there's stuff inside there that's good for us, but I don't know about the animals so
Farmers
much.
with the stuff that they spray on fruit and stuff these days, I'd just rather
I
not use.
know. I have to wash everything I feed them. I even washed the rice for, at least a good like 5 minutes. I was washing and straining it because just to be careful, I mean,
Yeah, I
I
usually
don't know.
till it runs clear pretty much, and then
I wash everything. And one thing I did find out one day though, and this was interesting, it was something on YouTube where they were talking about like to wash your vegetables and fruits, you can wash them in baking soda and scrub the outsides so that it's nice and clean, of any kind of
tiny,
pesticides or anything.
a little tiny, like a half a cap of vinegar or white
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
cider will just in a little thing of water. It'll clean it right up. Yeah, that's what one thing I went through too. I went through and did all the dog bowls, and
Right.
I took the vinegar, because we have a lot of calcium here in the water, which
Yeah.
is good for me. Um,
Maybe for
but
you, but I still think I'm going to get you at one of them fountains because I think that Lucy'd really like it.
I could,
Especially if I get her the one I got, Destiny, because she has a big dog too. And it's just, it's a blessing though.
I have a
It is,
fountain.
and especially since it filters their water. So that way, I used to use the good water for the dogs because I didn't want to give them, I was like, well, they might as well have the good water. But
Right.
now with the filtered, I can use that water and it makes ours last a little longer too. But
Right.
um, the water is much fresher than it was when I was trying to fill the bowl all the time. I was always having to clean it out,
Right.
So when's Lucy's birthday? Aunt Sherry will get you some fountain for you. You.
Day the same as BB's birthday.
Oh, so we already went by it,
Yeah, we just passed it. Remember, November. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a year now. Year and a couple months now. Oh man, she's being a big
It
girl.
just it goes so fast, just like when kids are little. It just goes so fast. It's like
She was so tiny.
you know that song, that country song, "Don't Blink." I always loved that song,
Baby,
just
this
like that.
girl
You
now
know.
she's a big old brute. Baby, you want to go back out or not? You keep saying. Oh, I'm gonna knock you out. I put the porch light on. Oh, she wants me to turn
It's
the
kind
fire.
of like us when you eat a bunch of food and your belly's full, you just get tired, and that's what the dogs do. They literally, and then they'll get a second one in later, and play
Mhm.
around for a while. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of do whatever we do. So they'll have their own naps, but like, you know how, like, if you go sit on the couch or a chair, then they want to cuddle or they want to, hang out with you.
Right on.
They all found a way on my recliner with me the other night, and I was like, yo, how am I supposed to get up? I couldn't even move one leg. I was so trapped. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a
You're like,
minute, my blanket's all
either
maneuvered
you
around
want
the
everybody
dogs.
to move or you don't want anybody to move, and you're like, I'll just sit here for a couple more minutes.
Right. Well, that one night it was so cold, I was like, Milo, hurry, come get in the chair with me. Keep me warm. He burrows himself down into the side of the chair with you so that he can, like, he gets warm in that spot.
Yeah, yeah.
But they can, I mean, I've thrown blankets over them, and to me, I can't have like a whole bunch of stuff on me unless I'm freezing really bad. But if they get near you, then all of a sudden your body heat and the animals, everybody like starts getting super warm. It's like, wait a minute.
Right on, sure. All right, well,
All right, hon. Well, thanks for coming up
cuddle with your
and
buddy. And, I'm gonna go put my
yeah,
jammies on. Cuddle with my buddy.
Bigfoot decided to choose going to getting some chicken tenders at the station over getting some ground beef so I could make stroganoff.
Yeah,
I told him, I said, okay, well, I'll make it for you tomorrow so you can come home from work and have it. But I don't really. I've been trying, like I said, to fast a lot,
yeah,
and so I'm good. I don't need no chicken,
right.
and he can have that. But he was like, he didn't really act like he wanted to go back out, and I was like, well, there's other stuff to eat. I'll be fine with like you do. Sometimes we just want just a little something, a
Right,
sandwich or some crackers or something. I'm good with that.
right on.
But all right, hon. Well, I love you. I'll
Thanks.
talk to you later.
Right on. Yeah, you have a good night, and yeah, I'll talk to you later on, probably or tomorrow for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Later.
Later. Well, there you have it, you guys. We've had a couple guests pop in. Love you too, Becca. And they came up to hang out and share a little. And I think I'm gonna probably close out here. And I got some research and some flight information to figure out to help a friend. So I'm gonna focus on that and charge my phone back up a little bit. And appreciate everybody that popped in and said hello. Appreciate your support. Make sure you hit the like for me and share, if you will, the channel. And we got to get the word out there more. I'm going to try to do a lot more lives. I'm going to try to get up to 4 times a week um, because, like I said, I like to kind of save doing a more lives for when there's something exciting going on. But um, yeah, I can always come up with something around here. And so we got a couple projects coming up that I'm going to do the lives with. That way I can get Bigfoot a little attention so he can do some work and show some guys out there, how to just do some simple, quick things that don't cost a lot of money that can really change the way things look and the stability of walls. So we'll do that soon. I was shooting for trying to get him to get the materials tonight, but I think it's looking like tomorrow. So I'm going to probably set a live for Tuesday, and then it'll be an evening live. I'll try to get it for way after dinner because I got to give him time to get home from work. But I will. what we'll probably do is I'm going to paint the hallway, so like the top portion and probably the top 4 or 5 feet, and then we're going to be putting wainscot along the bottom, and to give the hallway a nice look. And so we'll be videotaping each other doing each part. I will do the painting, and then he will install the wainscot, and we'll just show how we do that. And it's pretty simple. And we'll give the prices that we paid for the project, which we try to do one at a time, and do within reason. And so it's just something like an inside project to get done. I've been wanting to do it pretty much all of 2024, so I'm very motivated to get this done. So we just got to get paint matched up and get some materials. And so I'll be, putting a live out there. I'll post it, and I'll try to get it out there a couple days ahead, give everybody more notice. I think I'm going to pick dates and times, write them on my calendar, and that way I've got things out there ahead of time. It makes it easier. And like I said, when we start the Idaho 4 trial, Leanie had said she'd be going live during the day so that we can all be part of that. So during those days, I will try to go later in the evening live. That way we all have something we can do at night, and Leanie's not getting wore out trying to do the trial and a night one unless she wants to. So we'll keep you guys entertained and keep you informed. And yeah, love you all. Appreciate you. And like I said, hit the like if you haven't. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.